Hey guys, how's it going? It is the real Randy Chavez coming at you with a Tesla stock video. Troy Teslike from Twitter, usually the best person with the best estimates that aren't too conservative, that aren't too liberal with the numbers that they choose for production and for vehicles delivered. Now, obviously, if Tesla produces 100,000+ vehicles in Q2, it doesn't mean anything unless they can deliver uh, what they want to deliver. If they only deliver 78,000 units, they're not going to claim a profit. If they deliver 100,000 units, they will definitely claim a profit. Now, this guy on Twitter says that he's estimating, again, it's usually very good, off by a couple of thousand, generally speaking, or within that. He's producing 89,600 units delivered, that sales, and that with that, in conjunction with this big push for buying everything that's autopilot, full self-driving, any updates that you could pay for. There has been a major campaign by Elon Musk, and everyone on Twitter is like, I even bought a Tesla shirt. I even did my part. And and full self-driving, by the way, today's the last day, so if you see this video, I can't tell. Yep. So I bought that shirt. I don't know how much it was, but it's really cool. I'm going to wear it tomorrow because I think we are, like I said, a few months ago, I just have no way is Tesla claiming profit in Q2. We'll have to wait until Q3, in order to claim that profit, and then in Q4 we'll be able to get that inclusion in the S&P 500. Now we're looking at Thursday morning probably. We will get the numbers on the units delivered, and based off that, we can probably tell if we are going to get a profit or not. The earnings call probably won't come till mid to the end of July, just because that's what usually happens after Q1 ended in March. They didn't have the earnings call, I think, until April 29th. This is about 4 weeks later. Now, for the amounts that we're looking at with this, 89,600 vehicles, if that's delivered, let's say we take that at face value. I think they delivered 88,000 cars in Q1, and the only reason they got a profit was because of the ZEV credits, the zero emission vehicles that they had sold to Fiat Chrysler, and they should get something similar again. But again, this time they have all the software updates and everything. And again, today was the last day that you can get full self-driving. I actually pre-ordered a Cybertruck a few months ago because it was great. I wanted it, and knowing I won't get it until probably 2023. 2022 late, maybe late 20, but probably 2023. And what I did today was, because full self-driving's going to be $8,000 tomorrow instead of $7,000 today. So I ordered another Cybertruck. And here's why. There is a couple of reasons. One, I do expect to have a lot more money than I do now in 2020, end of 2022. So I plan to have a lot more money than I do, hopefully where I could buy at least one cash. And the other one, if full self-driving is, let's say, $12,000 to $15,000. If it's up to $15,000 at that point for full self-driving, I might just take the quick $7,000 profit and just sell it to someone else at a discount. Saying, okay, you're going to pay $1,000 less than you would normally on this, because full self-driving is $15,000, and with this, you're basically paying $1,000 less for it. So I might do that and take a quick $7,000 profit. I might just say, like, hey, I'll buy one cash. I'll use that. But if full self-driving is actually solved by that time, which that's a conservative, that's a, I don't think it'll be solved until like 2025. But if it is solved by that time and full self-driving is way through the roof, I don't even think I'd sell it even if I would make 20 grand on it, because I would want to say, like, okay, I'm going to use all these for actually going and picking up people. If they do, let's say, 80,000 miles and for a robotaxi, 80,000 miles driven via robotaxi, and let's say we get Tesla. Let's say even Tesla takes half of the profit, which they won't. They'll probably take like 25%. Even half of that, they get $1, $1 per mile. So then have this 50 cents. So that's an extra like $40,000 a year. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep it. Pay for itself inside of a few years. And with the Tesla million-mile battery that it's gonna get, the million-mile battery, that's incredible. Even at 25, even if we're only taking as the owner 25% profit on that's still $20,000 a year, which again will pay for itself inside of 4 years, and then also the rest of that is just pure profit, and it's a million-mile battery. That's freaking insane. That's freaking insane. Not including all the updates that are going to be added to full self-driving by then. It's going to be added to. It's just going to be cool. Everyone's going to have one of those. And like I said, I'm just going to keep one. I'm definitely keeping one. The other I might sell. The other I might keep. I don't know. But either way, the inclusion of the S&P 500, some people think that it could mean an extra 5% gain to the stock. Some people think it could be an extra 12% gain to the stock from wherever it is at that point. Now, today the stock went up, I think, like 7%. It's up to close at like $1,079. I think at a high today of $1,085 a share, and it closed at $1,079. Aftermarket hours went down to like $1,075 a share. And also, I over-leveraged myself. I bought 2 more shares. I have 40 shares now of Tesla. Average cost base, I think, is $777. Yeah, even if it does, they post a profit. They do inclusion in the S&P 500, and by September after Investor Battery Day, let's say it goes to $2,000 a share. I don't, that's a little much. But if it goes $2,000 a share, and I have, let's say, $80,000, I'm not selling. I'm not selling if we have all 4 quarters profitable in 2020. And then in 2021, let's say Germany in Berlin, is supposed to start making vehicles, mid to end of next year. Let's say they start in spring of next year for Q2. And then they break ground on Giga Texas. I still won't sell. $2,500, $3,000, won't sell. $5,000 a share. That would be $200,000. No, will not sell. The only time where I might sell is if it goes to $15,000 a share, or when some people are saying like there's potential of $30,000 a share. There's actually one car that said, okay, between full self-driving, the robo-taxi, and 20 million units sold a year for Tesla, back of the napkin math, be like $8 billion of free cash flow a year. They're looking at $100,000 a share for Tesla, and I was like, well, fuck. Obviously, that's in a bull case scenario, golden goose egg type of deal. But 20 million units a year isn't impossible to do for Tesla. I think that because they have at that point in, let's say, 2030, even 2040. 2030, yeah, if you go by 50% a year, by 2030, you're looking at 20 million units a year. And if they have compact cars, they have Cybertruck, they have Tesla Semi, they have the S, the 3, the X, the Y, and just they have the Roadster. They have every facet of cars covered, not including Tesla Energy, which what we have. Their software does everything. $100,000 a share. Yeah, okay. I'd probably sell at that point. I don't think it'll get that point. I think at some point the stock will probably split. Stocks don't normally split nowadays, but if they do, I think Tesla would be the one, because it's going to get ridiculous. It is going to get pretty insane in the next couple of years. And if you have these types of numbers, eventually they're going to run out of room to grow. Like, they're going to say, like, okay, 10, 20 gigafactories is enough. And that's not including battery storage, battery chemistry, because the world, if they have enough to, let's say, satisfy every car that they need to make, they're not going to have enough batteries left over to satisfy storage. For, okay, here's wind, solar, and we're going to store it in these batteries, which Australia is already demanding a lot more because he's stabilizing the grid. So if you have that, I think eventually Elon Musk, throughout all of his companies, Boring Company, SpaceX, Neuralink, Starlink, and all that, is going to say, like, okay, we can stop building now, we can stop growing, we can just focus on what we have, profit. And at that point, he might just issue out dividends, which I'm not really a fan of. Genius, Chicken Soup, Tesla. I forget the dude's name. He's a Filipino guy. It's called Genius Chicken Soup Tesla or something like that. It says that if companies issue out dividends, a lot of times that they really don't know what to do with the money, so they just kind of shareholders. If that's the case, I might sell at that point, but at the same time, those dividends would be like a lot of money each year, like an extra 30 to 50 grand each year. If they do like 3 to 5%. Yeah, 3% dividend would yield 30 grand, 5% would be 50 grand if you had 100 shares. I only have 4. But yeah, that would be pretty insane. But either way, that is just me letting you know what I'm doing. This is not financial advice. I over leveraged myself. I bought more Tesla. I probably shouldn't have. Be more responsible to not do that and to have some money in my bank account, but didn't do it. Either way, that's me. I love you all, and you have a good one. Okay, bye.